you look at it.
Okay, back to Sandy then. And Sandy, tell us about the Royal Foundation.
Well, it's really part of the Royal Foundation is a mixture of obviously William and Kate getting together, and he's kind of doing the conservation and the Earthshot thing, and she seems to have taken a very keen interest in early years development for children, and she set up the Royal Foundation Centre for Early Childhood, and I think I've got a video here of her and how she's what she's doing. So listen to this, and we'll go on from there.
Earlier this year, we asked you 5 big questions about raising our under 5s. We wanted to hear what you think about the importance of the earliest years of our children's lives. More than 500,000 of you answered that call. So we've taken your input and combined it with even more public research to produce the UK's biggest ever study on the early years. This year has been a hugely challenging time for us all, and there hasn't been a more important moment to talk about families. Later on this week, we'll share 5 big insights that we've discovered, and I will take your questions. This is just the beginning, and I want to thank you for starting a conversation, because we're all on this journey together.
Right. Well, it's interesting. She's the foundation have teamed up with the Lego Foundation, Unilever, and there's NatWest and Ernst and Young, and Deloitte. And these big corporations are heavily invested in early child development. Now, I wonder why. And we can see now that because of the AI in schools now, they can monitor those children's outcomes. And as we know, outcomes for children are being sold, to third parties on the blockchain, and sort of like almost like betted as futures. And there's children are being commodified in school. And these early years things is really quite, I find it really concerning, because, this is there is another video, but it was too long to put on. But can I have that slide back? Yeah, this slide. It shows you that it's all about feelings and empathy and understanding each other and working alongside each other and collaborating and being in children being in community, and how all of their feelings and everything are very important. Well, of course they are, because they are monitoring them with SEL learning, which is social and emotional learning, through the devices in their schools. And all this information is being sold on to third parties. It's being harvested and used as a commodity. And unfortunately, children, they're saying that, the teachers are going along with this, because they're saying, oh, well, isn't it great that the children are understanding their own feelings, their own emotions, their own empathy, the way they deal with their emotions. But all of that is being filtered to use, and it could be that they're using them because they're trying to work out which ones are neurodiverse, which ones aren't, because money can be made on children either way, whatever their cases are. So the Lego group I found quite weird, really. Well, not weird, but they're very close to the WHO and UNICEF. They're working in conjunction with them, and they've got Play Futures labs. And they've got global ties with they're an advocate of the SDG 4. They're aligned with globalist reform initiatives, and they've on their website they've got policies, and it all aligns with the WEF and the whole agenda. And what I thought was really strange is in the next slide they actually have a policy of snitching in their corporation, that if you find somebody that is not actually going along with their narrative, then you can snitch them and get them the sack, which I thought was quite interesting. So all of this is aligned to a bigger picture of data harvesting children in the early years, which is really, really, it's technocratic framing of childhood. The centre promotes the idea that early childhood, birth to age 5, is not just a family or community matter. So they're taking the responsibility from the families and the parents, because it really is a national investment issue, they say. While supported by neuroscience, this language is also a gateway to literally sort of reading children's emotions and framing them into this kind of data set that they can use really for making money. So it mirrors a broader global strategy to frame human beings as assets to be optimized, really. Certainly with Sustainable Development 3. Now, I've got an SEL learning video, so we can put that up, and you can understand what SEL learning is.
There's a lot of talk these days about SEL, social emotional learning. But what exactly is it? Social emotional learning is the process of learning social and emotional skills, and it's just as important as learning reading or math. This learning process is most effective when it begins early and continues through high school. Social emotional skills are essential for success in school, work, and life. With SEL, students learn to manage their own emotions and behaviors, have empathy and show care and concern for others, solve problems effectively, make responsible decisions, and maintain healthy relationships. Students learn to recognize what's happening inside them and to be aware of their emotions, which helps them deal with strong emotions and impulsive behaviors. It helps them stop, take a breath, and think about a situation before acting. Students learn to identify others' emotions and perspectives, which helps them empathize and show compassion, no matter who they are or what their background is. It's not difficult to imagine how this is important in the classroom and in life. Students learn to solve problems in peaceful ways and communicate assertively about what they need or want. This helps them get along with other students and get the help they need from adults.
Yeah, the adults. So it just shows you that this supports long-term psychological compliance, really. They want the perfect global citizens, and it all aligns with the ESG values, and it takes the responsibility of the parents away. And I think it's a form of child abuse, actually. But that's probably going a bit far, but I don't think so.
Any thoughts?
The outsourcing of everything, where does it end? It's totally absurd.
We have a final video clip. Charles, why don't you introduce it?
We do. We've taken a bit of a battering from the climate change narrative today. So to lighten the mood, we're going to cast our eye back to a Fast Show sketch from, I think, 2011, where they imagined the weather forecast in foreign in the days when you could still laugh about stuff.
Necketeros fosso tipia fiteros weekend meteorologicos met Paula.
Hello, clásicos de paratos meteorologi a Valley Portos. Scorchio. Mini cuniatera interior. Scorchio. Mini cuniatera exterior. Scorchio. Monte Blanco. Scorchio. Costa. Scorchio. Meteorologicus mañana. Oh! Scorchio!
Scorchio!
There we go. Seems they knew what was coming.
Sadly, they haven't looked out the window here, so we're not quite so scorchio today.
Not today.
But anyway, we've got to leave it there for today. Thank you very much, Sandy and Vanessa, for joining us, and Charles, of course, and everybody that's watched. If you're a UK Column member, stick around on the live stream, and we will be back for some UK Column News Extra in a few minutes' time. Otherwise, don't forget Jerem tonight, the interview tomorrow, and we'll be back 1 p.m. as usual on Friday. See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.